Hi, welcome back. Now we are going to discuss the benefits of corporate governance. So far we have been saying corporate governance is so important, this can do this, this can do that. Now we will be exactly pinpointing what specific benefits does the corporate governance brings to some corporate. So let us see. We will be referring corporate governance just by CC. So first of all, the corporate governance brings the brand image of the company. It brings the reputation to the company. Suppose for example, during our campus placement days in our BTech, if we were knowing that Tata Steel is going to come in our campus, then we will be giving it as the first preference. Because Tata Steel has a reputation of being a very good company run by the corporate governance, looking after the interest of the employees very well. And even now during this COVID-19, you might have read the news that Tata Group has said that those employees who are dying during the COVID, they will be getting their salary till the age of their retirement, which is roughly 60 years. So till the age of retirement, they are going to get their salary. Those who have died, they will be getting their salary till the age of their retirement. So see how philanthropic, how humanitarian gesture this is. So this will definitely bring brand image or reputation to the company. It is also following all means adhering to the norms of the corporate governance, and thus it has high brand value. Now another thing, another benefit, it will be easy for them to get funds. Now let us discuss. Funds you can raise by internal sources as well as foreign sources. You can raise funds from foreign sources like IMF, different investors, through the stock market, through different sources, pension funds, the mutual funds and all. They invest their money and they prefer those companies whose brand image or reputation or the future prospect of performance and giving them the profit is more, so they will be putting more money in those companies which are adhering to the corporate governance. See for example Satyam Computers. Satyam Computers till it was rising and there was no lacuna in the observance of corporate governance, they were getting enough fund from outside, but the moment they collapsed, the truth came out that they are doing some cheating. The moment their funding stopped from internal sources as well as foreign sources. In the internal sources, we mostly see financial institutions and other, they are giving money to the government. Now they also go by the rating. Rating of the country, rating of the company. They have some mechanism to evaluate the worth of the company, and accordingly the interest rate and all is charged. And also if you have good brand image, if you are following corporate governance, if your audit report, if all the reports are proper, you will be getting the funds very easily. Many a times what happens, what government does in some incentive schemes, if those companies which are going for the fair processes and all, they give some leniency in the funding to them. So all these benefits the corporate governance brings to you. Third thing would be employees. See Chanakya, we call him Kautilya as well. Chanakya in his Arthashastra has told that in the happiness of the subject lies the happiness of the king. See it in the perspective of corporate governance, we can say that in the happiness of the stakeholders will lie the happiness of the company. So those in the happiness of the employees also, apart from a stakeholder, lies the happiness of the company, the management, the board. So here if we see that those companies who follow the corporate governance, their employees are very happy. Their employees their morale is very high. That suppose I say that I work in a company which is very, very good on corporate governance, and at the other moment you say you work in a company which has very poor track record, the one in which the track record is better and their future is also safe, they know the company will be taking care of them, so their morale will be high, their happiness will be high, and all these things will increase their productivity, their dedication to the company, and they will be loyal to the company. The most important thing, suppose company is going through the rough water, the situations are bad and things are not working out in favor of the company, then also employee will stick with the company. See for example the Kingfisher crisis, Vijay Mallya case. The company is not able to pay the money to the aviation employees, the pilots, the crew members, the flight attendants and all, and they are all, it was seen that before 1 year only the company collapsed. The news was coming that the company is not performing well and something bad could happen to the company. Many people started leaving the company. Even those who were working in the company, they were not feeling comfortable, they were not feeling confident about the future. So their productivity and their devotion to the company is also hampered. So next benefit of corporate governance is society. Society benefits from the corporate governance. In the next lecture in the corporate social responsibility, I will very elaborately deal with what is the relation between the society and the company. So society will also benefit with the good governance. If the company is good, the society will get employment. If the company is good, the society will be at peace of mind. How peace of mind? See for example, if a company establishes a plant in some forest area, the villagers and the tribals are there, the forest living people. Then if the company abide by the law, it doesn't degrade the environment. Suppose water pollution is not there, noise is very less, if the air pollution is less, then the people who are living over there, they will be also happy. They will contribute resources to the company, they will contribute manpower to the country, they will give a peaceful environment for the company to run and grow. So keeping the society with you while you are running a corporate is very important. If you clash with the interest of the society, no one stands to gain, neither the company nor the society. Next thing, if corporate governance practices are followed, then the risk to the company will be very less. See for example, if there is proper transparency and disclosure, if proper transparency and disclosure is there, then the risk of collapse of the company will be less if proper transparency is there. If proper control is there, like audit is happening properly, all the legal measures are in place, everything is going good, the third party audit is coming, the disclosure reports are put on the website, then in that situation, the chances of a scam or the chances of embezzlement or the chances of fraud are very less because corporate governance practices are there. See for example, the Scam 1992 movie and Harshad Mehta case. In that case, corporate governance measures were not followed and the result, we all know that it was the biggest scam of the India till date when it happened. So the risk of the company will be reduced. Another thing, the sustainability of the company will increase. Today also it is operating, tomorrow also it will be operating till the time it follows the corporate governance well. So company will be sustainable, it will be profitable today, profitable tomorrow, it will be running today, it will be running tomorrow, because it will not be collapsing suddenly. Society will be cooperating, funding will be coming, employees will be coming. So all these benefits will make your process sustainable, make the company sustainable. Then next benefit is, like, there should be balance between power and responsibility. So what happens, we know with authority shall come responsibility. So corporate enjoy a lot of power in the country, in the society, because they are the wealth creator, they produce employment, they use the resources of the country which otherwise belongs to the country and the society as a whole, not to a particular individual or to a particular corporate. So they should be all the power, they enjoy immense power, they do lobbying, they can influence the decision making, they can influence the bureaucracy, administration. So all this power shall be balanced by the responsibility, and this imbalance between power and responsibility, suppose if power becomes this much and responsibility is this much, it will become tilted in its favor. If power is suppose this much and responsibility is this much, almost equal, this balance will be maintained. If the power is like this much and responsibility is this much, then also the corporate will not sustain. So in all the cases, the balance has to be there between this power and responsibility of the corporate. So the next benefit of corporate governance is environment. Environment will be saved because those companies which follow corporate governance, one of the very important elements nowadays in corporate governance has become protection of environment. So those companies which follow corporate governance, they will be responsible towards the damage and loss to the environment. They will be taking care of the environment. For example, see the case of the case of Sterlite factory, Tamil Nadu. And there are numerous cases for that matter. They follow corporate governance measure and they abide by the norms, Forest Act, Environmental Protection Act, Air Pollution Act, Water Pollution Act, the Environmental Impact Assessment, the Social Impact Assessment, everything they abide by, and thus environment is kept in the high health. See for example the case of Jamshedpur. The case of Jamshedpur, the Tata Group and many other companies are there, they are abiding by the rules of the environmental acts and all. So its environment and ecology is still maintained. In the same way, the SAIL has been working in many places like Rourkela, Bhilai in Chhattisgarh, it is in Durgapur, West Bengal, it is in Bokaro, Jharkhand. So they abide by the environmental norms and the environment is quite good at that place. But we can take the case of, see for example, Coimbatore and all. The many small companies based on all these things like textile, sugarcane industry, they are very polluting industries, so they pollute the environment. You can take the case of Kanpur. They do not abide by the corporate governance law because they are very small units, they are not corporate also. Kanpur also, you know, the Ganga is very polluted near the Kanpur due to all these leather based industries, In the same way, you can know that DVC, Damodar Valley Corporation, and the Damodar River, you know, this river has now become biologically dead. What biologically dead means? It is not biologically productive, it cannot sustain the life, aquatic life, or it cannot be even used for the irrigation to grow the crops and for other agricultural purpose. So you know, environmental degradation has happened. So if corporate governance is there, all these things can be avoided and corporate can work in the very peaceful manner to the benefit of everyone. The other benefit of the corporate governance is continuance of the corporate itself. The corporate itself will be continuing across the time and place. It will be able to face the difficult time. It will be growing. So for the corporate itself, corporate governance is very important. Then next example, benefit of the corporate governance we can take is the customers will be very happy with your product. They will be trusting your product. So your sale will be increased, your profit will be increased. So everything will increase. So all these are the benefits of the corporate governance. And just reverse the case, whatever things we have discussed, if you do not follow the things in corporate governance, then all the adverse things will be coming. For example, the company will not be able to sustain for long, the customers will not be happy with your product, then the risk of scams and all thing will be happening. So you know, like corporate governance is so very important for every stakeholder. See, in these kind of questions, when you try to generate the point, you can take the stakeholders approach. What I mean by a stakeholders approach, like who all are the stakeholders? The stakeholders is the government, the stakeholder is the people, the stakeholder is the society, the stakeholder is the employees, The stakeholder is the financial agencies. The stakeholder is the economy as a whole. The stakeholder is the share market. So even if you write one point from the perspective of all the stakeholders, you have enough point as a benefit of corporate governance. And this is the idea how we can generate the points on our own. See, this idea will come very handy for you in the real exam situation, wherein during the exam the pressure will be so high you might not be able to remember so many things. So at that time you can just draw a rough diagram that who all are the stakeholders, just write down one two point from the perspective of all the stakeholders. And see, here we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 stakeholders. Even if we take 1 2 point for each stakeholders, we have already generated 10 points. So this is how you have to look at the things. And whenever you are looking at the things in corporate governance, ethics, polity, economy, environment, take this stakeholders approach. Whosoever are the stakeholder, write the 1 or 2 points from their perspective and your answer will be having enough of the points. So next we will be discussing what are the specific issues in the corporate governance.